Hey everyone, welcome one, welcome all, welcome back to my channel. If you're not new, I am Merciful Moon, the Mystic, your favorite demon witch, and today I have another message for the collective. This time it's about relationships, or rather, how you conduct yourself in relationships, because I have the sabotaging relationships card uprights from my Path of Shadows deck. In the tangle of love, my demons emerge, and I wonder if yours will ask them to dance. So, some of you may be having these almost dysfunctional or self-destructive relationships, mainly from what I'm getting from my spread is that there there's this feeling of needing to hide yourself, of needing to suppress your to suppress your true feelings, your thoughts, your opinions, to hide any dissatisfaction you may feel uh with the relationship, like not voicing any concerns or pet peeves you might be having in these relationships, because we also have the ghoul and the werewolf card. These two put together tell a story of someone that's not being there's this inner turmoil with the werewolf card, fighting between themselves, their true primal nature, and their more acceptable facade that they put on and show to the world and show up as. With the werewolf card, only the moon knows what it takes to hide this turmoil, two sides of the same tormented soul. There's this feeling of feeling splits, feeling that there's this tug of war going on when it comes to how you conduct yourself in relationships. It doesn't always have to be romantic. Sometimes it could be familial or platonic. This need to hide your true nature, along with the ghoul card. In the shadows I dwell, feeding on what I can, not remembering when was the last time that life tasted well. Yeah, like all this suppression going on uh, in your inner subconscious, in your life when it comes to yourself. It's kind of dimming your, zest for life or lust for life. If you like Lana Del Rey, you probably heard that song, Lust for Life, with her featuring The Weeknd. Masters of our own fate, captains of our own soul. But you kind of forsaken the captain role, have you? You're kind of going through the motions with this ghoul card, right? Feeling like you had to dim yourself down, feeling you had to be a watered down version of yourself to be more acceptable, a shell of yourself. That's what I'm hearing when I see the ghoul card. A shell of yourself, something more platable, more tolerable in order to be in a relationship. But that's actually what's hurting you in your relationships. Some of you may be loners. Some of you may be loners and want to, have a relationship, whether romantic or otherwise, or, just are trying to find your soul family, your tribe, so to speak. But because you don't fully embrace yourself, your eccentricities, or you're too afraid to, or let that side of yourself, that primal, you know, weird, supernatural, magical self, you're afraid to show that part of yourself to whoever may cross your path. You're too afraid, still fighting yourself, and that's leaving you a shell of yourself. Hearing depression, when I look at this Ghoul card, some of you may feel depressed whenever you try to wear this mask of, like, I guess, respectability, of being normal, feeling normal. You're trying to, water yourself down and be a normal, a more tolerable and acceptable version of yourself, but that actually doesn't bring in the relationships that you want. It brings in people that are going after your mask. You're not presenting the true you, and it's not only hurting you, but hurting your chances in developing deeper soul connections, soul bonds, and, just general relationships with people. So that's something you definitely have to look out for. But there is an upside, because I do have 3 more cards that I pre-shuffled and pulled for this video. We have the Ageless card. Let me move my nails out the way here. The Ageless card, healing, graciousness, and acceptance. Remember when I was talking about acceptance? More confirmation. You probably have figured out, if you're deep into, shadow work and introspection, you probably know that you tend to try to place yourself in a box that will allow people to, be able to easily digest your presence, but you're learning that's not what you need to do. That's not how you need to live life. You are currently on your healing journey, lighting your own way, because you figured out in the past with the Prince, sorrow, loss, valor, and serendipity. This card was in reverse. A very foreboding and sinister looking figure here. You realize how in the past you've probably pushed people away with not being truly honest with yourself, and that's caused a lot of heartache for you. But now you're learning to step into your full, to show up fully, to show as your full self, to not hold anything back, to allow yourself to, be seen, to be judged, but not paying it any mind. Because some of you are very curious people, very curious, with the hunger for forbidden knowledge, but due to you pretending, having this mask of a mask of normalcy, it's kind of hindered even your, occult journey, your occult studies. Because this card was also in reverse. This figure holding a scythe in a canyon full of people. See that? I don't know. The Grand Canyon might be significant for you guys. Some of you may like to travel and visit the Grand Canyon or a valley. Why does this picture remind me of the Valley of the Shadow of Death phrase? I don't fear evil. Because I am the evil. No, just kidding. But, yeah. Some of your occult studies may have been hindered because having this mask of normalcy may have stopped you from seeking out, you know, your coven, your tribe of people. 10:10 on the recording clock here. It may have stopped you from reaching out to people that may be instrumental to your healing journey, not only just your spiritual and healing journey, but also your occult studies. Because if you're watching this channel, you're probably into the paranormal, okay? You're probably into the supernatural. You're like demons, fae, and vampires. Oh my. Yeah. But that's definitely the vibe I'm getting because of your tendency to hold yourself back, to hold your true self back. It's costing you opportunities to grow, costing you an opportunity to evolve spiritually and mentally, because there are some people out there that may, you know, deeply resonate with you, that are like, you know, your spiritual family, but you're too afraid that you might be completely dismissed or mocked or ridiculed, and that keeps you from reaching out and saying hi, because it's like, hey, I see that you're also in, you know, doing this witchcraft, or, you know, in a coven, or you're studying this certain occult topic. Oh, like you're studying the fae. Oh, I've always been interested in the fae. I've you know, want to learn more, but I don't know where to start. You know, it's kind of like that thing when you have certain niche interests that might seem as a little too out there, or, you know, too woo woo, you know, and you kind of end up keeping that to yourself out of fear of ridicule. But don't, it's 2025. There's no need to be afraid of seeming weird now, because that's where the authenticity is. That's where you'll find your truth. That's where you'll find your tribe. So, if you guys like that reading, like that little pep talk, you guys know what to do already. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm loving this wig. I cut it. It's a little uneven, but I don't care. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. So, feel free to watch my other videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!